White is one of the main faces of MMA and the kingpin behind the UFC. Outspoken and firm, White is one of the most recognizable figures in modern sports. Thanks to him, the UFC has grown from near bankruptcy to a multi-billion-dollar industry to dominate the MMA world like never before. Organizing big fights like Conor McGregor against Khabib Nurmagomedov have earned Dana White millions, and now his net worth is estimated at $500 million. With such fortune, Dana loves to spend money on crazy things. Did you know that one night he lost $1 million in Las Vegas? Curious how Dana White spends his millions? Here's an exclusive look inside his lifestyle, so stay tuned as you will be surprised by his enormous mansion. While working as a manager for Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell, Dana met Bobby Meyerowitz, who happened to be selling the UFC. Dana contacted Las Vegas casino managers Frank and Lorenzo Fertitta, and in January 2001 they bought the UFC for $2 million and placed White as the president. In 2016, the company was sold again to a group of investors. Nevertheless, White remains president of the organization and still holds 9% of the shares. With White as president, the UFC has dominated the world of mixed martial arts. He has organized fights in 175 countries and established over 100 training facilities. The pay-per-view fights have reached 1 billion households and continue to hold a strong presence in Las Vegas. White also established the Ultimate Fighter reality show and female MMA. The organization is making enormous revenue. For example, the UFC 243 event held in Melbourne was attended by 57,000 people and earned the company at least $5 million. Dana got a nice cut from this amount. So what does Dana do with so much money? He buys amazing cars and motorbikes. Most of the time, Dana uses his Cadillac Escalade to commute in Las Vegas. A big SUV like the Escalade is perfect when he's going for a drive with his wife Anne and their 3 children, Adrian, Savannah, and Dana White III. He can also use the car for business. The car cost him around $80,000. When he wants to show off or have a more luxurious drive, Dana takes one of his Bentleys, and he has a collection of them. He has them lined up on one side of his garage. This collection includes Mulsanne, Bentiaga, Flying Spur, and even a Continental. It seems that White loves to share his passion for the brand by offering Bentleys as gifts to his prized fighters. We've heard that the former UFC champions John Jones and Anderson Silva both received a Bentley Continental GT from White. These cars are not cheap. Each one costs around $200,000. Who could refuse such a gift? Almost every millionaire has a Ferrari in their garage, but Dana White is no ordinary millionaire, so naturally he has 2 of them. Ferrari Testarossa was the first Ferrari he bought. You can see this car in an episode of the UFC 174 Embedded, among the other cars White owns. The Ferrari Testarossa is an iconic late 80s and 90s sports car. It's priced at around $229,000. The second Ferrari he owns is more modern. It's the Ferrari Spider F430 that costs around $250,000. The UFC president has joined the motorcycle club and got himself a Ducati bike. A Ducati is no joke. They go fast. Some even go faster than sports cars. And they aren't cheap neither. Dana has the Ducati Panigale V4, priced at $40,000. He also owns 2 Harley-Davidson choppers that he personalized with the UFC logo. Being a supercar fan and incredibly generous, White likes to spoil his sons and wants them to have nice cars. When each of them turned 16, White offered them some really nice rides. He bought his eldest son Aiden a customized tripped-out Defender Works V8 70th Anniversary Edition for around $200,000. A collector's item, as only 150 articles have been made. Dana Jr. received from his generous father a BMW M6 with a price tag of $125,000. The car is capable of reaching 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.2 seconds. The UFC president was born and raised in Connecticut, and like any other American kid who grew up in the 70s, he loves muscle cars. Perhaps his most favorite car in his collection is the 1971 Plymouth Barracuda. It is the epitome of muscle cars, and a dream come true for the UFC president. Plymouth Barracuda cars are still being sold at high price because of its looks and quality. The average price of this car is $250,000, and that's just unbelievable. When you're the boss of $1 billion franchise, the only way to fly is private. So whenever White travels, he takes his Bombardier jet, worth around $19 million. It's the ultimate indulgence. Once, White invited one of his heroes, Mike Tyson, on board, and they made a funny video that went viral. White's office is probably the place he is spending most of his time. Therefore, he wants it to be perfect and doesn't count money when he wants to decorate. He loves to be surrounded by items representing strength and power. His office is filled with various expensive artifacts and pictures. He has an artwork resembling AK-47 gun accompanied by a bayonet. Inside the clip of the weapon is a series of bullets filled with everything man has ever gone to war for: oil, cocaine, gold, blood, diamonds, religious symbols, and the seeds used to make heroin. Built in 2016, the office is decorated with several iconic photos of boxing legends who inspired the UFC president. As a boxing legend, Muhammad Ali is on the wall, of course. He also has pictures of Mike Tyson's muscled neck. Perhaps the most important piece is the original Japanese photograph, which dominates the wall above the AK-47. The original photograph Yakuza by Nobuyoshi Araki is worth $1.2 million. On the desk there are two samurai swords, which date back to the 16th century. Like every original sword, it has an engraved signature of the blacksmith. This kind of sword can cost up to $25,000. One of White's most precious possessions is the complete skull of a saber-toothed tiger, older than 20,000 years. A luxury item bought from a museum auction when the economy crashed in 2009. While buying precious objects can be seen as investment, gambling is quite the opposite. But Dana White has made himself known for being one of the most banned blackjack players in Vegas. He has a documented love-hate relationship with the Palms Casino, where he has won millions, but as a result the casino cut his credit line in half and limited his blackjack play to $5,000 per hand instead of $25,000. He got banned after winning $2 million, but that isn't even the most White has claimed to win in one night. White said that he has won as much as $5 million and lost $1 million in one night. He was invited to return about a year after his banishment, but just like before, he was winning too much and the Palms once again cut his credit line and limited his betting amounts. Like we said in the beginning of our video, Dana White's house is insane. The UFC president lives in a home that he built from scratch. After finding where he wanted to live in Las Vegas, White bought 3 properties next to each other for a combined total of $6 million, before bulldozing them down in 2017. Dana built the ultimate bachelor's pad, with a gaming arcade, a basketball court, and an astonishing swimming pool area that includes an outside bar, a few long chairs, and an outside jacuzzi. He's swimming quite a lot, as the weather in Las Vegas is perfect for it. Dana has made no secret of his love for the NBA Boston Celtics. Often you'll see him courtside at the TD Garden with Floyd Mayweather or Mark Wahlberg, so naturally his indoor basketball court has a Boston Celtics logo branded on the floor, a true supporter. The UFC president also has an impressive arcade room with old gaming machines and a football table. He revealed that he's been working on his fighting skills there, virtually of course. Mostly he plays racing games like Daytona USA and of course Street Fighter. Exercise is an important part in the UFC president's daily routine. He hits the weights every morning and has his own high-tech gym in his mansion. It's filled with all the equipment he needs, and White recently revealed it's the place where he spends most of his time during lockdown. This is how Dana White spends his millions. If you want to know how MMA fighters Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov spend their millions, click on the right. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel, it will help us a lot. Thank you for watching and see you next time.